Today's Togekiss deck highlight was in our new decks roundup, having spiked a tournament result last week. And after playing some games with it, I think it's easy to see why it lines up well and is able to put up some potent results. When you're going first, your Togetic dealing 40 damage into Togekiss, dealing 60, backed up by Cynthia, letting you get to 110, totals for 150, letting you run down things like Giratina and Darkrai in a couple of cracks. Once you're fully revved up and ready to go, you deal 120 every single turn. That Cynthia can crank up to 170, letting you clear out a lot of the EXs that people are playing in a single go, even if they're wearing a copy of Cape. One of the big appeals of this deck, as opposed to the more popular Masquerada in the current metagame, is that your power doesn't depend on what your opponent has going on. You're going to be dealing 120 every single turn to both EXs and non-EXs alike, letting you smooth out your matchup variance a little bit compared to what the Masquerada deck brings to the table. This deck list is also all one knockout point Pokemon, and while you don't have a baby kitty to help you draw your cards, Sigilith does a pretty good impression, letting you get two Togekisses together in a lot of your games. If you enjoy seeing off-meta tournament decks like this tested, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of the other upcoming ones we're going to be testing out. If you like this one in particular, smash the like button on today's video. For the rest of the day, have fun with Togekiss. We're going second, and I'm currently missing my stage 1, so I think I'm going to lead Sigilif here. We are conveniently not playing any EX Pokemon. This is likely realistically a game where we could find two stage 2s and get going here. I noticed we found the second golden Pokeball. Yes, with hard work, determination, and vigorous swiping of our credit card, we have found the second gold Pokeball. I think I'm just gonna keep digging with this, because I really think we're gonna probably need two Togekiss to win this game. Oh man, are they gonna cry for help? Ah, they have Cape. Rip. Well, I guess I still clear with Cynthia, yeah? Which I think we do. With the way the economy is right now, do you recommend taking all of my money from my 401k and investing it in gold Pokeballs instead? I mean, it can't possibly give you a worse return, right? Hashtag this is not financial advice. Crunch. And then with second Mommy ready to go, we can even clear a Magnezone next turn. Is there a convenient place to find deck lists? I do usually 2 different deck lists roundup every single week on the Hooglandia Pocket YouTube channel you're commenting on, Kesai. One of them is a report that I call the Meta Report that covers the movements and developments in the most popular meta decks. And the other one is a new decks roundup of things we haven't seen before that spiked individual tournament results that may or may not be worth looking at, which is actually where this Togekiss deck list that we're playing right now came from. They put up a tournament result this week. And there's no reason to Iodo here because second Cynthia lets us clean whatever they do next turn in a single swing. It's like their 2 energy stage 2 does 60, my 2 energy stage 2 does 120. And we have Mommy to back us up. Even found our stage 1. Glorious. Get smashed in the literal sense. Togekiss. Togekiss is a game-carrying monster for us so far this afternoon. Man, Sigilif looks cracked when it does 30 for 1. Okay, baby egg, teenage egg. Big egg lines up really well into Gallade, right? You only take 110. I'm gonna Iodo here. They had their first evolution. They might already have their second. I'm missing mine. I wouldn't mind finding another basic here as well. This insulates us against copy of Sabrina plus X speed. Sabrina X speed Gallade would be catastrophic without the Togepi draw. Oh, me oh my. I was supposed to keep the Sigilif, yeah? I always get in so much trouble not keeping when I need to. I guess cape on Togetic lets it survive until I can draw Togekiss, maybe. I think I just don't play around Giovanni here. I think it's pivot and dig for my evolutions. Prepare to beat the only Gallade player still using Geo, right? Hey, Luis. Luis, thank you. Thanks for the compliment. Good to have you here. Congrats on making it to Master Ball. All right, the Sigilif getting 2 turns here is huge. Cynthia plus Toga clears the Gallade if they leave it in. Yeah, getting 60 points because of the typing advantage here is a big deal. We're gonna die to Sabrina if I don't top deck Togekiss, though. 2 research and a Togekiss. Am I supposed to play around Sabrina here? What's the downside of playing around Sabrina? I have to knock out 3 Pokemon to play around Sabrina is the downside. So now they get to put up like Riolu and crack me for 20. I think that's still right. I should cape the Togetic. What does cape the Togetic do? Oh, it plays around Lucario plus Geo. God, I'm so bad at playing my capes. Togekiss was a hero. It deserved a cape. That's fine. They didn't have Geo earlier, right? They didn't have Geo earlier. Oh, that's true. We technically lost to Lucario Sabrina, but I couldn't play around that either way. Actually, I should have caped the Togetic, not the Togekiss, because I think Lucario Sabrina was more likely than them having a Geo because they didn't have Geo earlier. That's the line. So I should have played the cape here, but the cape should have gone on my benched Pokemon. Because I think Sabrina is more likely to be in their hand with Lucario than Giovanni is, especially when they missed the Geo earlier on the Sigilif. So that's an interesting, like, I was wrong not to play it, but I think chat wanted it here, and that was wrong. It should have been here based on what they're most likely to have. When your meta deck loses to a Togekiss, so you rage quit. What an angry baby. What an angry baby. I think when going second, unless we have an absolutely perfect hand, we generally want to lead on Sigilif. This is our best chance to set up multiple things. Ooh, Heatran Charizard Enjoyer. We'd experimented a little bit with this. We played some Charizard Arceus, it was kind of sweet. Sigilif is about to make this Heatran very angry, gamers. This deck seems very reasonable. Yeah, I'd be surprised if something resembling this deck wasn't fairly solid. We played some Togekiss in the past. It's always super powerful when it comes together, and Iono helps you get it together a little bit more frequently. We're looking for a copy of Cynthia. We're going to be through most of our deck here, so good chance we find it. Cynthia would let us clear this Heatran's remaining HP with Togekiss next turn. Because it'll do 60 plus an extra 50. 6 cards in deck, 2 Cynthias. I'm going to go ahead and hit the spike draw, so we've got 2 shots and a 2 outer. 1 in 3 and then 40%. There's mommy. Okay. Didn't even make us sweat. They're just like, all right, here's, how about if you had both the cards you needed right away? Are we supposed to cape Sigilif there? Yeah, maybe. I suppose. If they have Stoke Charizard, we could maybe be in trouble. Stoke Charizard will let them catch up on energy really quick. Although it would also need a Geo because it only does 150. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think Stoke Charizard, considering they're playing Jigglypuff, is most likely here. Yeah, they're just cooked. How long do you think they're gonna make us wait for a cosmetic full art or golden professor's research, chat? They finally gave us the Pokeball. Hopefully not much longer. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 1 to 2 more sets. Hopefully it's in a couple of weeks. They're gonna invent a new rarity for it. Yeah, probably. Not all heroes wear capes, chat, but this Togekiss certainly does. Ooh, or does it? What do you think of the pivot? I kind of into the pivot. Maybe I'm supposed to evolve this and keep it, and then evolve again into Iono next turn. So I guess we're a little sad against Cyrus. No Cyrus, sounds lovely. Wow, that was atrocious for us. Holy. I guess, do I just do it again? I think I just do it again, yeah? I want a cape on here, and then I'm gonna do it again. Alright, I get to draw half my deck. Nice. Okay, so energy, evolve. And then with the Pokemon communication here, if we hit Pokeball or Sigilif, it's guaranteed to turn into Togekiss. Hey, Ty Glorious, congrats on making it out the other side. Thanks for the 2 years. And then, because we already have a knockout point here, I think we just take some aggressive positioning, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and Cynthia take this clear. And then we're good to go after that, I think. Here's Mommy doing her best Giovanni impersonation. I think this is the first game since we started playing this deck where we have the full evolution line while going first. Which is honestly some of this deck's strongest setups. Spread out ours, bring out targets here. So we need a copy of Cynthia here, and there's Mommy to let us cut down this whale next turn. This card might have been serviceable with a 3 energy attack. 4 is just so much. I mean, it's so sad that they use both a full art and a shiny on just a completely unplayably statted card. Cynthia this turn, take our point. Are there any playable versions of Stoke Charizard? No, unfortunately I don't think that card's involved in any competitive decks. Feels like a victim of the Misty Tax. Maybe? Honestly feels to me just like, you know, we make cards intentionally unplayable in games like this. Just designed to be pack filler. Take a redraw here. Keeps nice. Means that this doesn't die to 2 shots from the Wug. At least Sigilif out as well to really spread the damage around. Cynthia off the top is 1 in 7 to win right away. Yes, we have a copy of Sabrina as well, so we're 2 out of 7, a little better than 1 in 4. And then obviously there's permutations of one trio that don't win them the game in 2 shots either. We'll see. Alrighty. There's our girl. Clean him up. Every bit of the water buffalo there. Is there a good Snorlax deck? I think there's a few different places Berry Snorlax can be serviceable.